Hello, my name is Mary, and I'm 19. 7 years ago, a shocking story happened to me, and it changed my life forever. Almost 10 years ago, a tourist club called Atlas was founded in the neighboring town. After spending a week there, me, my family, and about 20 other people went out to conquer another mountaintop. A boy called Carter was the most annoying person in our group, and everyone complained about him. But even with him there, it all went better than expected. Me and the others hung out, went running in the woods, fried sausages, and shared ghost stories. But not everything went smoothly. On the 6th day of camping, a terrible storm broke out, and it was soon followed by an avalanche. The first wave of snow separated me from my parents and knocked me off my feet, but someone else's hand found me and pulled me up. It was Carter who pulled me out of that snowbank. He was standing knee-deep in snow, and I tried to make my way up while holding on to him. We barely made it to a tree and clung to each other. I looked into his eyes, and it seemed like he wasn't afraid of anything. At that moment, Carter probably saved my life, and that's when I felt the first affection and chemistry between us. Meanwhile, the avalanches continued all around us. I passed out from the cold or maybe shock. When I woke up, I was already in the hospital. Parents told me that Carter was saved by other tourists from our group and that he was from another city. 2 years later, my father had a work-related trip to a neighboring town, and since I had nothing else to do during the holidays, I asked to go with him. I decided to go to the mall and maybe buy something. I got tired and went to a restaurant. I don't know if it was a coincidence or fate, but I heard a familiar voice. The world seemed to stop. It was him, Carter. We were so happy to see each other. I hugged him tight, and he kissed my neck. Carter changed a lot, and it definitely was for the better. It's been only 2 years, and he already looked like a man. We quickly decided on our next meeting. That weekend, I hopped on a bus to see him. I didn't tell my parents. The August day was scorching, so I was wearing a light dress. When I came in, I couldn't say a word. I hugged Carter and pecked his cheek. He suddenly hugged me tighter and gave me a deep kiss. His kisses spoke louder than words. Carter's hand went up my leg. "I've learned a few things," he said, smiling. "Let's try them out together." Over the next week and a half, we met almost every day and made love. At first, I noticed my breasts getting bigger and got excited. Then, I couldn't leave the bathroom for almost 4 days. I felt nauseous non-stop. In the furthest corner of my bathroom, I found some pregnancy tests. My mom probably forgot they were there. My test turned out to be positive. I fell into a horrible depression due to enormous shock. After I told Carter, he stopped responding to my calls, messages, and deleted his social media accounts. My mom forced me to visit a psychologist after noticing my condition. I couldn't resist and told her everything. After visiting a gynecologist, we found out that I couldn't have an abortion. My mom was crying, and I just sat there feeling completely empty. Well, aside from my baby. Next day, my mom and I tried finding Carter. But it turned out his place was actually a rental. There were different people living there already. I was only 13 when I had my baby. Today, my daughter is 6. Her name is Stacy, and she's in the 1st grade. My parents and I decided on her name and raised her together. She likes drawing and swimming. Just like me, she's a real hellion. It's good that she's still young. Each year, my fear of her repeating my mistake gets worse. I do my best to shield her from it. That's what a real, loving mother is supposed to do. This is our pilot episode. If you enjoyed it, support us by hitting like and subscribe. Our team worked really hard on making this video. By the way, if something unusual and interesting happened to you, we can make a video about it as well. Send your stories to this email address.